We've been going for 10 years. I believe it's series 16, and I have done about 100 of them. So by my quick calculations, Jeremy, I have actually spent about 2 solid years living with other people. That's almost more time than my wife.
Okay, let's have a look at a clip from the new series. This is where Ben meets Alex, and Alex is a man who gave up his life in the UK for a remote Portuguese mountain.
Alex?
Oh, hello. How are you?
Can I give you a hand?
Oh my God, yes, please. I love that. Yeah, if you can grab that end.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, amazing.
Whoa. Okay. It's a fair old weight. Where do you want it?
There, please. Thank you very much.
You've already got me breathless.
It's a big log.
I've only been here for a few minutes.
I know, yeah. You'll be knackered at the end of the week.
Will I?
Yeah.
A lot of work goes on here?
Yeah. Got loads to do. Digging, always digging, moving, digging and moving.
Now, I know with Alex, you get into the story a bit, Ben, and it's quite, there's trauma in his past, isn't there? And it's quite serious reasons that he's gone out there.
I think the thing about New Lives in the Wild, Jeremy, is when the series began, it was all very jolly, and we just looked at how they live. And as the series has progressed and as it's almost matured, we now heavily focus on the story of the individual. So it's much more than just the location. And the more time I spend with people like Alex, the more open they become. And I was able to kind of unpack quite a lot of quite heavy trauma from his past. And I think this whole series is almost the story of nature and the wilderness as a therapy.
And of course that's relevant in COVID times, isn't it? That there's a lot of people who need stuff unpacking and dealing with.
I've actually found it really quite overwhelming filming over the last 2 years with people who you might think on the face of it, by living off-grid in a remote area, that they have been shielded from the pandemic and lockdowns and the effect of lockdowns. But actually, many of these people have been impacted just as much as you or I and everyone who's watching this show, but in very different ways. Many of these people still have families, and they're used to having daily, or not daily, but frequent interactions with them in one sense of the word. And a lot of people have really struggled. But then there's also those who have, because of the pandemic, they have fled into the wilderness. And there's a few people throughout this series and the next one that will follow this one who have moved to the wilderness as a direct result of the pandemic.
And I read somewhere, your line is slipping a bit, but we've got it. It's strange, it sort of catches up. It's really good. I read somewhere, Ben, that you've chosen an island that you want to spend your retirement on with your wife. Is that right?
Shh, I don't know. I hope she's not watching. Do you know what, Jeremy? I've longed to move to the wilderness myself. I would love to do that one day. 22 years ago, it's how my career started, when I spent a year living on an island in the Outer Hebrides. And I'd always thought that one day I would do that again. You can see I'm not on an island. I'm not even in an off-grid house, really, although we've tried to make it as green as possible with heat source, air source and solar. But I digress. I would still love to move to an island one day.
Brilliant. Well, Ben Fogle's New Lives in the Wild starts tonight at 9 p.m. on Channel 5.